So I invite you to stand near the top of your mat. Different ways we can stand in this beginning practice pose. So you might stand with your feet about hip distance apart, toes forward, something like this. Sometimes it might even feel a bit better just for your joints, your hips, your knees, even your ankles, even to step out a little wider. Some traditional ways of actually standing in mountain pose or samastitihi is actually bringing the feet a little closer together where the big toes might touch, but the heels are slightly separated. So that's just other ways we can stand. So as you find your spot, I invite you to close your eyes or just soften your eyes. You might gaze forward or downward. We'll take these first few moments of practice to tune into breath. The awareness of your own breathing. Good. As you're arriving here in the space, in this moment, send your energy down to your feet. Once again, notice this groundedness, this centering, this connection you're making. Even take a moment, maybe grip your mat with your toes just to feel the texture of your own mat and the solid ground underneath you. Establishing a sense of balance as you stand on your own 2 feet. Continue breathing in and out. As you breathe in, you might even feel the breath rising to fill up your lungs. So a nice expansive breath. And a slow and controlled exhale, that's right. And as you exhale, you might draw your navel inward towards your spine as a way to engage, connect. Feel your center, feel strong, supported. Again, as you breathe in, feeling the breath rising to fill up your lungs. Your exhale to connect to center, that light connection to center by drawing the navel inward towards your spine. Let's take 3 more breaths together, using these breaths to prepare your body to move. When you're ready, inhale and extend your arms into the air. Just reach all the way up. Treat it like a nice stretch. Reach all the way up. And exhale, we'll fold forward. So a good hinge from your hips. You might even bend your knees as you carefully fold. That's it. And just make your way down. Now you don't have to go all the way down. Maybe your hands land right here on your shins like I am at the moment. Then inhale and slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs and extend your spine so your back is flat and maybe parallel with the floor. Exhale, let's fold back down towards toes. Again, you don't have to go all the way down. This might be a partial fold, or you might bend your knees a little bit more so you can touch the ground or your toes. And just breathe in and out right here. From here, start to shift your weight back into your heels. Bend your knees and let your hips drop downward like you're sitting down into a low chair. Look forward and then extend your arms out to the side or forward. And inhale to rise up, standing up tall. Let's reach into the air, creating a nice stretch. As you exhale, bring your hands together. That's it. And down to your heart. Just pause, come back to stillness for a moment. Let's repeat that same sequence. Here we go. Inhale, extend your arms into the air, reaching high. Exhale, fold forward. Again, just moving at your own breath pace. A good bend of your knees as you make your way down, maybe touching your toes. Inhale, slide your hands up to your knees or your thighs. Extend your spine. A long flat back. I might call it monkey pose. Exhale, let's fold again. Just a brief pause here in this position. And then again, shifting your weight back into your heels, bend your knees, let your hips drop downward, look forward. That just starts the re-extension of your spine. Arms reach out or forward, that's it. Driving heels into the floor to help stand up, reach up high. Exhale, palms together and down to your heart. And again, another pause here. Just breathe in and out. Deep breaths. We'll continue with our sun salute, just adding on to our sequence. Moving at your own pace, inhale, reach into the air, big stretch. Good, exhale, let's fold forward. Always moving at your own pace, modifying at any time in your practice today too. Inhale, rise up halfway. On this exhale, bend your knees enough so you can bend and place your palms on your mat so you can start walking or stepping both feet back until you're in plank pose. Just a high push-up position for a moment. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bend your knees and send your hips into the air, and this sends us directly into downward facing dog. I call it a shortcut. Now, once you're in this inverted posture, yes, you might need to adjust your feet and your hands on your mat so you're just settling into the pose. Be aware of your hands for a moment, spreading out your fingers if you're able, and put a little bit more pressure towards your thumbs and index fingers, so pressing inward on the palms, and feel that energy in your inner arms as well. Strong, straight arms if you can. Now with the feet, maybe just pedal the feet. Press one heel down, then the other, just alternating like you're walking or pedaling a bicycle. Feeling that nice lengthening or stretch quality in your calves and maybe your toes. Very nice. You might even feel your hips shift side to side. Come back to down dog and just pause. And we'll inhale. When you're ready, extend your right leg up and reach back nice and long behind you. Exhale, let's guide the right foot up to the top of the mat next to right hand, or slightly behind it, which is fine. Turning left heel to the floor behind you, and even shifting your weight back or pulling your hips back, so a little bit more center, so the weight begins to come away from the hands, so you can easily rise, reaching into the air until you're in Warrior One. As we exhale, we're just going to fold and come right back down. Plant your hands into the mat. Step your right foot back into plank pose. Another pause. Same shortcut. Just bend your knees a little. Send your hips into the air. Downward facing dog. Take the moment to adjust your hands and feet. Settle into the pose. And let's get ready for the other side. Inhale, extend your left leg up, reaching back behind you. Your exhale will guide left foot to the top of the mat or near the hand. Right heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back by pulling the hips back. Feel the weight come off the hands so you can easily lift. That's it, hinging from hips, rising up into the air, Warrior One. And your exhale, again, folding carefully, hands plant into the mat. Let's step back into plank pose. This time, let's finish the push-up. Coming down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Now, you could bring knees to the floor first if you need to. Either take a low cobra or upward facing dog, which is what I'm doing here. Exhale, tuck your toes, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Pause for a moment. Take another full breath in. This exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale to rise up halfway, creating our monkey pose. Exhale to fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. Inhale, stand up tall. Reach into the sky, yes. Reach. Exhale, palms together and down to your heart. Wonderful, everybody. Just using these movements, moving with breath to help warm up the body. Go ahead and bring your arms down by your side. We're going to transition into tree pose, so our first balancing posture. So I'm just going to mirror you. So you're going to shift your weight over into your right foot and just feel the weight or pressure of the foot into the ground. That's it. Feel tall in the spine as you inhale, lift. As you exhale, pull belly in to secure yourself so you're really secure and ready. Then float your left foot up. Nice. Bending the knee, maybe a flexed foot there. We'll swing the knee out to the side. Just an opening, doesn't have to go too far. Perfect. And then place the foot on the inside of your standing leg. Yeah, very nice, everybody. So you can bring foot to inner thigh. It can be below the knee at your calf, which is where I usually go, or even touch the ground with your toes. All good. Then when you're ready, you can inhale, take the arms up into the air. Exhale, connect. Engaging the abdominal lock, navel to spine. We're going to hold for a bit, so we want to focus on something out in front of you or even down low. So you might have your gaze downward at something on the floor in front of you or on the wall in front of you. Nice. Let's keep arms extended. We'll swing the left knee forward now. Lift your knee with the flexed foot, just very active and strong. Good. Bring foot down to the mat, and then your arms down by your side. And And once you've completed here, yeah, feel free to kind of shake that out. Perfect, yeah, so movement of your head, your shoulders, even your hips, maybe even your feet and toes. And then just getting set up for our other side. So return to balance on 2 feet, mountain pose, arms down by your side to begin. And we'll still feel that steady shift over to left side. Root strongly into the ground. Feel tall, well lengthened through the spine. That's an in-breath. Your exhale to connect to center. That's our setup. So we can then easily float right foot up, bending the knee. Maybe a flexed foot here. We'll swing the knee opened, even at an angle's fine. Or to the side of the room, placing foot on the inside of the long leg. Low, medium, or high. Then your inhale to sweep your arms into the air, lifting yourself up. So there's a reaching quality. That's it. Reaching as if you're like lifting your torso out of the basin, your bowl, your pelvic bowl. Find something to focus on out in front of you or down low. No worries if you lose your balance or need to step out of the pose. Let's keep arms extended. Nice. Let's swing that right knee forward. Lift your knee with a flexed foot to keep it strong and active. Plant your foot back down into the ground. We'll sweep the arms down by your side. Completing that side. And then take a moment. Yeah, let it all go. Shake it out if you need to. Just some movement, some loosening up in the joints, shoulders, elbows, even your hands, your fingers, your wrists, knees, ankles, and toes. Love it. All right, then just go ahead and return to your mountain pose and we'll continue our flow. When you're ready, inhale, reach into the air. Another nice big stretch. Exhale, swan dive. Moving at your own breath pace. Inhale, let's rise up halfway. Feel the top of your head lead you forward. This exhale, bend your knees enough to plant your hands into the mat, walk, step, or even a light hop back into plank pose. Breathe in once you're in plank. Exhale, finish your push-up if you'd like. Coming down, chaturanga. You can always take that shortcut too. Inhale, up dog, or keep it low. A low cobra is perfect. Exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale, extend right leg up behind you. Reach back. Exhale, bring right foot to the top of the mat. Take your time with that transition. Left heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back to find balance and center between the feet. So the hands are light, so you can inhale, rise up into the air, warrior 1, and our exhale here to a warrior 2. You might want to make some adjustments, at least I like to. I like to take the feet a little bit wider, feel tall, arms extending, nice knee bend in front. Then your side angle, just follow your right arm forward to angle the upper half of the body, then we'll rotate the arm. So right arm will come down, maybe to inner thigh, while your left arm reaches into the air. Several breaths, nice opening of the body. We'll breathe in, and the exhale, we'll carefully turn, bring the hands back down to the mat, step back, plank pose, complete the series as you'd like. Don't forget there's a shortcut that you can always do. I'll just do it right here. I'm just bending knees, hips into the sky, or go all the way through the sequence. Chaturanga, up dog, meeting together in downward facing dog. Whenever you're ready, an inhale so we can extend left leg into the air. Our exhale helps us to move, sending left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel turns to the floor, shifting weight back. Hands are light, so you can easily lift, hinging from hips. Yes. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, here's our opening to warrior 2. Make some adjustments. There it is. Settling in, strong, powerful. Wonderful. I love the energy there. The shifting forward, tip it over for your side angle pose. Left arm, maybe on the inside of the leg. Now, I'm high enough where I'm not even close to the ground with my hand, but you might be lower, where your left hand or fingertips touch the ground. Nice opening for the front body, your hips. Good. Excellent energy in the arm extension in the air. Yes. Let's breathe in. We'll exhale, carefully turn, hands back down to the floor here. Step back into plank pose, complete your series. Chaturanga Dandasana perhaps. Don't forget you can bring knees to the floor first if you need to finish that push-up. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing. Okay, we're going to take a seat. So you can just kneel down and take a seat, or even hop forward, cross your legs and take a seat. Once you're seated, find the center of your mat. We're going to go ahead and lie down. And once you're down, you're going to bend your knees, feet flat on your mat here, and take a moment just to soften, relax, let it all go, disengage for a moment. Maybe a couple breaths to help with that. Just a nice pause in between the energetic sense of the body, the engagement of the body. When you're ready to power up again, we're going to inhale, fill up the lungs. The exhale to empty the belly, engage the belly, and then lift hips up into the air, and we'll be in our bridge pose. Now, you don't have to lift too high. You can just lift and you're off the ground, and that's perfect. Now, you can certainly make some adjustments with your feet to help hips lift a little higher, and even some adjustment in your upper body. I like to kind of rock left and right a little bit, getting the shoulders underneath, even arms underneath. Just help open the chest a little bit more. Maybe interlacing fingers. You don't have to do that, but maybe interlacing fingers underneath you, helping to solidify or secure the pose. You might even just bend your elbows here like this, pressing the backs of your arms down into the mat to help lift your upper body into the air. Good job. And we're going to add on to this. See if you can step your feet in a little closer towards yourself, because you're going to rise up onto your tiptoes. And once you're on, or once the heels have lifted, even step in a little closer. Now you probably can't see your feet and legs, but we're shooting for the sensation of your knees in direct alignment over the ankle bones. And feel your calves engage as your hips perhaps lifted a little higher. 2 more breaths. Don't forget to use your arms or the backs of your shoulders, also pressing into the ground to help lift chest. Now, let's go ahead and step forward so we're back flat on our feet. Then extend your arms into the air or even reach behind you so we have space in the whole back body to roll down to the ground. We'll inhale, draw knees to chest when you're ready, no rush. And your exhale to rock your way up to seated, and we'll come to boat pose here. That's it. So if you need to adjust your seat, nice extended spine, maybe leaning back so we have a nice angled upper body, leaning back enough so maybe you can float your feet into the air. And do energize your feet, maybe flex the feet or even point your toes, just something active so it keeps the legs strong. Yeah, you can hold on to the legs, that's great. You can actually help lift yourself up to help maintain the lengthened torso. You can also let the hands go free. Lots of core energy here, front and back. Deeper, maybe stronger, even louder breaths. We're going to breathe in, get ready to move. Exhale, maybe crossing legs if you can. Roll forward, catch yourself in your hands, and hop back into plank. Or just lean to the side like this, and just step the feet back and arrive together in plank pose. Go ahead and just take a shortcut to down dog. Just bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air, downward facing dog. Hold there. Good. Let's continue with the flow. Inhale, extend your right leg up behind you. Let's go ahead and bend the knee in the air and lift the knee up towards the ceiling. It just opens the hip in this position. Breathe in right here. Exhale to unwind it and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the floor behind you, shifting weight back, weight off the hands so you can easily rise. Inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, right into Warrior 2. So we are picking up the pace slightly. Side angle, reaching out, tip it over, rotate your arms. You might even float your left arm over your head so you're reaching to help extend through left side. Yeah, breathe in. Listen, we're going to exhale and turn. Bring hands to the ground. Take it back to down dog. So your right foot will sweep back and up into the air. Back to the 3-legged down dog. Straight leg. Breathe in. This exhale, bring right foot to the top of the mat. Stay here for a second in this lunge. Now we're shifting the weight back a little bit, but we're keeping the left heel lifted behind us. We're going to a high lunge, yes? So again, shifting weight back, finding balance so the weight's off the hands so you can easily rise. Reach up into the air. Arms can go straight up or that V shape. I like that V shape too. Just like that. It just kind of keeps the neck and shoulders free. So as you're reaching upward, we're also lunging, getting a little closer to the ground. And just to help stabilize the lower half of the body, feel like your inner thighs are squeezing in towards each other, squeezing in towards each other. All right, breathe in. As we exhale, we're just going to lift a little, turn, pivot, open into Warrior Two. Let's take triangle pose. We're going to straighten the right leg. Straighten the right leg there, yes. And start reaching out over that right leg. Rotate the arms. There you go, wonderful. So your hand might get low enough, to touch toes or the ankle, but if it doesn't go down that low, that's okay. Maybe it's at your shin, mine's at my knee. Nice. Love it, great poses. Feel that nice leg extension that's happening here. Really working that front leg perhaps. All right, coming out, we're going to bend the right knee, a nice lunge. Reverse the warrior, so come up past through Warrior Two. Reverse the warrior by reaching right arm up into the air. In a windmill to bring hands down to the floor in front. Let's step back, plank pose. Come on down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Pause there for a moment. We'll do the same thing on the other side. When you're ready, inhale, extend left leg into the air. Reach. Let's open it up. Bend your knee, lifting the knee into the air for a little bit of a twist in the spine and an opening in the hips. As we exhale, we're going to unwind. Step left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the floor behind you, shifting weight back so the feet are firmly planted, then rise. Inhale, reach up, and your exhale to Warrior Two. Side angle right away, shifting forward, tip it over. As the right hand comes up, maybe you start reaching over your head a little bit. There you go, with a nice right side body stretch happening. Love it. Let's keep it moving. Breathe in. Your exhale will turn, bring hands to the floor. Back to down dog. Sweep this left foot back and right up into the air, straight leg. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat for our high lunge prep. So stay here for a moment in this little runner's lunge, because I want you to be mindful of this, because we're going to come back to this a little bit later. And then shift weight back so the right heel's pushing towards the floor even though it's lifted, then the hands can easily float off the ground into the air. So now we're in our high lunge. Straight up arms or at an angle, that's all good. Just an energy of reaching into the air in our nice lunge. Everything's facing forward, so get that sense that everything is facing forward. Your hips, your torso, but that inner thigh squeeze to help center and balance. Breathe in. We're going to exhale, maybe a little lift so we can pivot and turn open to Warrior Two, and we'll set it up for triangle. We'll lengthen the left leg. If there's too much distance between the feet, you can always shorten that distance if you want. Reach out over that left thigh. Good. Rotate your arms. There you go. Modify if you need to. If you need to rise up a little bit, that's okay. If your hand needs to be higher up on your leg. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Maybe sending this breath into the hips and down through that left leg. Maybe the hamstring is getting a good lengthening. Let's get ready to move. We'll start with the breath in. As you exhale, bend the left knee so we have a good lunge and leverage, yes, to come up, pass through your Warrior Two to reverse your warrior. Left arm reaching into the air. And our windmill, hands back down to the ground. Step back, plank, finishing your flow as you'd like. And we'll meet together in downward facing dog. Gently set your knees onto the floor, and if you're able, even if it's just for a short period of time, like a couple seconds even, sit back into hero pose. This is hero. This is one version of hero. If this becomes uncomfortable, get out of the pose, because it is a kind of a pull and stretch in the knee area and also for the ankles, but we're doing this on purpose. We're doing this for the release of the muscles in an area around the knees and through the ankle, the top of the foot. Okay? Just letting that occur. Just a couple more breaths. And then we'll go ahead and sit off to the side, sit down, and once again, just swing the legs around to the front, and even just take a comfortable seat. Just sit comfortably here for a moment. So I'm going to demonstrate something here. So I'm going to come back to a down dog. I'm going to take my left leg into the air and then exhale to bring left foot up near the hand. I don't know if you can see this, but you see my toes are well behind, even a good inch behind my hand here. So I haven't made it up to the top of the mat, but short of the hand. Okay, so let me do that again. So my left leg going up, exhale, bringing foot just behind the wrist. I'm doing that on purpose, but my weight is still forward. I wouldn't want to try to rise up. I really can't because the weight's too far forward. So I need to shift the weight back. You can see my hips are pulling back. I'm walking my hands back, and now they're meeting the foot. But now I feel a bit more centered. My hip bone hopefully is more centered right between my feet. I want to make sure if I drew a line from my knee directly down, it's kind of behind the heel. This is kind of our setup for safety because we are going to rise from here. I'm just driving this heel into the floor, using that thigh muscle to help lift, and the wall just helping not fall right there, and rise up into the sky like that. And so once I'm here, you can see the distance between my feet isn't that wide, which is why I'm losing my balance. When it's wider, I have more balance. But we're doing this on purpose too. Because I'm going to lift this left heel right there and then lunge. And this takes us into a deeper lunge. Okay? Now we could bring that foot up much higher. If I did so, this is what might happen. So here's my right foot going up, more up near fingertips. So my toes are near fingertips. Shifting weight back a little bit. There's my center. Driving heel into the floor, rising. It's already a deep lunge, but when I lift that heel, I'm getting deeper into the lunge, okay? Much deeper pose. So you could go here, but it is much deeper. Oh boy, I feel like I can do the splits right here. Alrighty. So let's come back to maybe hands and knees and just make your way to downward facing dog, everybody. So we'll try that out. So in downward facing dog, we're going to do that, I'll just call it a short lunge. Inhale, extend right leg up, reach. Exhale, right foot behind the wrist. So toes are behind the wrist perhaps for our short lunge. Weight is forward, just check all this out. Start shifting the weight back, pull the hips back, start stepping your hands back a little bit here too. All right, until you feel some balance. And if you looked at your knee, this is all like inspection. If you drew a line from your knee down to the floor, it should hit the floor. Squeeze the inner thighs and then start to rise. Let's find this high lunge. Okay, you might feel a little wobbly, at least I do, because there's not a lot of distance between the feet. Once you're tall here, we're going to lift this right heel and then lunge. Yes, it's okay if the heel doesn't lift very high, and you certainly don't have to lunge too low. There's still an energy in the inner thighs, squeezing in, because that's helping us with stability and balance. Let's breathe in. Exhale, fold, just bring palms to the floor, and just step back into down dog, both feet on the ground. Let's do the exact same thing other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air, good. Exhale, left foot behind the wrist for our short lunge. Weight is forward, we're shifting the weight back, step your hands back, find that centering. Check in, inspect the knee to floor alignment. Start to rise. Even walk hands to thigh, perhaps help lift up initially, then rise up. And once we're tall, we're lifting the left heel and then lunging. So that becomes the deep lunge for us. Squeeze the inner thighs to help engage the inner legs and hips. Strong core. And this is one of our balancing positions. Breathe in. Exhale, we'll fold. Let's bring hands to the floor. Step back into down dog. Same thing. Feet on the ground, hips in the air. Let's breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet back up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Weight shift back into the heels. Bend your knees. We'll inhale. Take the arms up. Stand up tall. There you go. Reaching high. Exhale, hands down to your heart. Let's take several breaths in and out as we come back to this nice neutral position, feet firm on the ground. Together, inhale, take the arms into the air. Exhale, take chair pose. And as we take the seat, there's a weight shift back, it feels like the weight goes back into hips, your backside, even your heels. And you don't even have to sit down too low. But we're going to shift that energy. So now if you can feel it, the weight is back. We're now going to bring the weight forward. We're going to roll through the feet and then rise up onto your toes. Lift the heels, yes. And this may feel a little wobbly. So what we need to do, you can even bring your hands down if you want. So let's go ahead and bring hands to hips so you can relax those shoulders. Because what it feels like, at least for me, it feels like the legs just want to go whoom, out to the side, right? So imagine, just like we do with belly, squeeze in, or inner thighs, squeeze in. But think lower, knees, shins and calves, squeeze, and even your ankle bones, even big toes, squeeze. And see if that brings everything in. Let's try to take the arms out. They can even be in front of you like this for a little bit more balance. Now, keep squeezing to midline. We're standing up tall. Heels are still lifted. We're reaching up into the air. Squeeze towards ankles. Lift, lift, lift. Then go ahead and set the heels down. Bring the arms down. All right, stretch those toes, yeah? Very nice, good, yeah. So moving with the ankles, feet. All righty. Let's add on to that. Back to our mountain, both feet firmly planted. Feeling the ground underneath you, that's going to quickly change. We're going to inhale, take the arms into the air and rise up onto your tiptoes. Reach up, and everything's trying to squeeze to center. Even the hands feel like you're maybe holding on to something above you. Belly pulls in, ankle bones squeezing in at the lowest mark. Breathe in. You're going to exhale, follow me. We're just going to bend the knees a little, let them jet forward, and then start to fold. We still have the heels lifted. This is fun. Trying to fold while you're on your tiptoes. But that bend in the knees can help. Stay on your toes, heels lifted. Inhale, can you slide your hands up the legs a little bit to help extend spine in our monkey pose. Exhale, fold, place your palms on the mat. We'll step back into plank pose. Come down as you're able, chaturanga. Now you're going to hold your back bend, whether it's cobra or up dog, because we're lengthening through the feet. We want to get that, top of the foot stretch right there. Inhale, then our exhale, we'll take it to down dog. Let's just continue with our flow. Inhale, extend right leg up into the air. Bend and twist. Just open up through the hip. Exhale, unwind, step through, right foot to the top of the mat. Back to a basic warrior one. So left heel to the floor behind you. Rise up when you're ready. Same flow here, easy. Exhale, opening, warrior two. Quick adjustments if need be. Side angle, reach out, tip it over. Follow left arm over your head, reach. Inhale there. Exhale, turn, bring hands to the floor. Back to down dog, sweep your right foot back and up into the air, reach. Short lunge, exhale, right foot lands behind the wrist. Short lunge, yes? Or you take it wider if you want to. Shifting weight back, way back. Until the hands are light, you can easily lift without any strain to your knee or ankle. Once we have the arms into the air, we're going to lift right heel and lunge. Squeeze to inner thighs, because I can feel it with my feet. Sometimes my cues for you are actually cues for me too. Like I can feel my legs trying to fall outward, so I have to squeeze inward. Follow me. We're going to hinge forward. Really reach through the hands and fingers. Push through your back toes so you can step through, land in chair pose on tiptoes. Keep squeezing that imaginary ball or block or whatever object between the ankles. Stand up tall. Squeeze, squeeze to inner line. Nice and tall. Yes, let's keep it flowing. We're still on tiptoes. Bend the knees a little and then fold. Here we go. Slowly, carefully. Back down towards ground. Monkey pose, still on tiptoes. Wow, good balance. Exhale, folding, plant your hands. Step back, plank pose. Come on down, chaturanga. Your up dog or cobra, let's pause in it so you can lengthen and stretch the tops of the feet. You might even press the feet into the ground. Even feel like you're trying to pull yourself forward slightly there. That can help. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing. Other side whenever you're ready. We'll inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist open. As you exhale, unwind, step through. Basic warrior one. So left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the floor, shifting for balance, rising up, warrior two. Side angle. Reach out, tip it over, follow your right arm overhead, good extension. Inhale. In your exhale, we'll turn, hands to the floor. Back to down dog, sweep your left foot back and up into the air, straight line. Left foot behind the wrist, short lunge. Shifting weight back. No weight in the hands. Feel that first, then rise. Once you're tall, arms in the air, lift the left heel, lunge. Okay? Squeeze to center. Now we're hinging forward. Really extend and reach out through the hands. Shifting weight into the left side of toes here so you can pick up the right foot, step forward into chair, still squeezing to midline. All limbs, arms, hands, knees, ankles. Stand up tall, still on tiptoes. Reach, reach, reach. Nice and tall. Hold it, hold it. Bring heels to the ground. Arms down by your side. Shake it out, yes. And then start breathing again. Good. Alrighty, so that's our balance with a twist. Okay? I call it tiptoe balance. All this work for your feet, or AKA yoga for your feet. Yoga for your toes. Alrighty. All right, let's find that nice solid ground. We're going back to tree. Shifting weight over into the right foot, root. Full foot pressing into the ground, tall, lengthened spine. Inhale for that lift. Exhale, engage. Then float left foot up. Swing it out. Foot on the inside of the leg. Reaching into the air. Good. Finding something to focus on out in front of you or down low. Get a good sense of how this feels for you. Arms stay extended. We'll swing that left knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot into the ground. Arms down by your side. Shake it out if you need to. Especially the foot you were standing on. It's a lot of weight goes to that side. Let's quickly do the other side. We're going to do that again with the variation. Mountain pose. Weights in the left foot, root. Lengthen spine, tall. Core connected. Whenever you're ready, float right foot up. Yeah. Knee swings open for the hip opener. Planting foot on the inside, low, medium, or high. Then arms can sweep up into the air when you're ready. Focal point, we call it drishti or dristi. Drishti. Your gaze forward or your focus on something. Helping you to focus, balance, concentrate. Nice. So good. Getting a good sense of how it feels on this side. Arms stay in place. We'll swing that knee forward, lifting knee, flexed foot. Plant the foot. Arms come down. Finish it. Shake it out. Okay, while you're doing that, here's the variation. Don't do it just yet. Let me see how this works. I'm going to shift my weight over into my left foot, which would be your right side. Just watch. So I'm shifting weight, foot's firmly planted into the ground. It's the same setup, going back to tree pose, okay? I'm going to lift this, actually I'm going to just lift the heel. So I'm on my toes, I'm just lifting the heel, okay? And I'm going to turn this out, even just kind of bring it in a little closer. But actually somewhat behind me, like this, okay? So if I drew an L, okay, I don't know if you can see that, so like an L shape here, so I'm heel to heel. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to take arms up into the air, like this, but I'm going to kind of lean forward and actually lift the other heel. Okay, so I'm going to be in this variation of tree pose. Okay, so we get the hip opener because the leg is open, right? Out to the side. But we're going to be on toes. All right, so let's try that. So first, just mountain, fully planted. Shifting into your right foot, root. Peel left heel off the ground there. Turn the knee out. You might need to re-step the foot, maybe step it back a little bit so we get this L shape a little bit. All right, so we're nice and tall here. We'll go ahead and take the arms into the air. And we can kind of lean forward, sending weight towards right set of toes. So you can lift that heel. Yes. So we just have a little kickstand out there that's just helping with some of the balance. All right, let's go ahead and bring the right heel down. We'll turn the left knee forward, plant the whole foot, arms back down. And stretch that out if you need to. Okay, so your ankles, your toes, everything's getting a nice little workout here. So same thing, grounded. Whenever you're ready, break it down, shifting weight to left foot root, repealing right heel off the floor, spin the knee out, re-stepping the foot back a little bit so we have that L shape, hip opener like in tree, sweep the arms into the air. Yes, good lift. We want to get that lightness so we can lean forward a bit so we can actually lift the left heel off the ground. And lifting up is that raising up sensation to get that lightness. So yeah, you just easily float off the floor here. All right, let's bring the heel down. Turn the other knee forward, plant the foot, arms back down. Shake it out if you need to. All right, let's flow. Feel the ground. Take a breath. Here we go. Sweep the arms into the air, rise up onto tiptoes. Squeeze ankle bones towards each other. You're going to fold forward. Now you could try this with straight legs. It is a challenge. I would suggest placing a bend in the knees. If you don't bend the knees with straight legs, the floor comes at you pretty quickly. Inhale, monkey pose, still on tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, still on tiptoes, hands to the mat. Maybe hop, maybe just step back, plank. Come on down, chaturanga. Pause in your up dog or cobra so you can lengthen the tops of the feet here. Pause, pause, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Right away, inhale, extend right leg into the air. Bend and twist. Warrior one. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the ground behind you, shifting weight back. Balance so you can float up into the sky, yes. Opening to warrior two. Right into your side angle. Reach, rotate arms, follow left arm overhead. Nice fluid motion, everybody. Breathe in, here we go. Exhale, turn, plant the hands, sweep right foot back and up into the air. Reach, inhale, short lunge. Exhale, right foot behind the wrist. Shift weight back, no weight in the hands. No strain in the knee or back as you hinge your way up, nice and tall. Once you are tall, lift the right heel, lunge deeper. Lift higher, squeeze to center with all limbs. All right, hinge forward. Shift forward. Pick up left foot, step forward, chair pose on tiptoes. Yes. Getting tall, extended mountain, still on tiptoes. Stay here, shift weight into your right foot. This left foot's going to come in close to the other foot, just close. And if you can, slide this foot up the leg, swing the knee out to the side. So now you're doing tree pose, perhaps, on your tiptoes. There must be a breeze in here because we're all wavering. Good job. Woo! Toes to the ground, heels to the ground, arms down by your side. All right, so that's the little surprise. So if you needed to, because I was a little surprised, I had you shift, so you're on those toes only, brought this foot in, slid it up the leg, swung it out, and there you are, maybe. Right? Or do it like we did before. So maybe here, getting a little close, and just kind of swinging the door open. Okay, just swing the door open, and be in that posture. Okay? All right, let's set up, other side. Find the ground, find your breath. Here we go. Inhale, sweep arms up, rise up, tiptoes. Exhale, swan dive, maybe with a slight bend in the knees, or maybe not so bendy in the knees. And challenge yourself. It's a good balance challenge there. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, bending knees, plant the hands, walk or even hop back carefully. Plank pose, come right down, chaturanga. Up dog, you'll pause in your back bend, lengthen through the feet. A little stretch for the tops of the feet. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg into the air, bend and twist. Warrior one, left foot to the top of the mat. Exhale to get there. Right heel to the floor behind you, find the balance. Light hands to float up into the sky. Warrior two. Side angle when you're ready. Rotate arms. Follow right hand overhead. Reach and stretch. Breathe in. Exhale, we'll turn to the ground. Hands to the mat. Back to down dog. Sweep your left foot back and up into the air. Breathe in. Exhale, left foot behind the left wrist. Short lunge. Weights off the hands. Pull the hips back until there is that lightness. So you can feel that floating action. Rising up. Find the balance by squeezing the midline. Lift left heel lunge. Squeeze to center. Find it and feel it. We're hinging forward. Reach. Shifting weight into your left foot. Step forward. Chair pose on tiptoes. Yes. We're shifting weight into the left foot. Okay, maybe slide the right foot closer to the other. You can swing the door open or slide the foot up the leg. Whoa. And then, whoa, swing it open. For your tree pose on tiptoes. Focal point. Wow. Yes. That breeze just blowing right on through. Turn the knee forward, set the toes down, set the heels down, bring your arms down. Roll your shoulders. A lot of tension we can build in concentrating like that. Wow, good work. Stretch your toes. Excellent. Just a little tip here, when we do, because this next time when we fold forward, when we do our swan dive, you want to feel as if you were on your tiptoes, being kind of launched forward. That's the sensation you kind of want to have. Because what we do, we kind of automatically do a balance thing where you fold but you send your hips back. Okay, it just makes it easier for balance. But you really want to feel like you're going forward as if you're on your tiptoes. Okay? So you are going to do it with your feet grounded, but imagine you were on your tiptoes being kind of launched forward a little bit. Okay, here we go. Inhale, reach your arms into the sky. Exhale, swan dive, as if you were on your tiptoes. So you'll grip the mat with your toes. You might even put a little bend in the knees. Strong legs and core. Inhale, monkey, still on flat feet. Exhale, bend your knees, hands to the mat. Step back or hop back carefully to plank. Come on down, chaturanga. And still pause at the top here so we can get a stretch to the tops of the feet. Then we'll take another breath in, ready to move. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here for a moment. Even pedal the feet while we're here. Pedal the feet for a stretch for your toes, bottoms of the feet, calves. We're going to the ground. You might hop forward, cross your legs to take a seat, or just simply kneel down. Take a seat, find the center of your mat, and go ahead and roll down onto your back. Maybe your knees and feet are about hip distance apart, maybe slightly wider. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, empty your belly, then lift hips up into the air. Use your arms, maybe bend elbows, pressing into the ground to help lift upper body, or getting shoulders and arms a bit underneath you, squeezing shoulder blades together to help. We're walking the feet a little closer towards self, so once again you can rise up onto tiptoes, like we did a long time ago. Keep stepping your feet a little closer so we get the feeling, even though you can't see them, knees are stacked over ankles. Squeeze an imaginary block between the thighs. Arms rooted into the floor. Inhale, fill up your lungs. Exhale, engage belly, and extend your right leg up into the air. Reach. Now we're only on our tiptoes on that left foot. Thigh is strong, glutes are strong. Reaching into the air with this free right foot. Bend your right knee. Let's set those toes back onto the ground. Still in bridge. Breathe in. When you're ready, exhale and extend left leg into the air as you're able, yeah? Still on tiptoes if you're able. Very nice, you guys. That right inner knee or inner thigh is still hugging to midline for balance. Backs of your arms pressing into the floor to stay lifted. Left foot is helping you to lift. Breathe in. Exhale, we'll bend the left knee, set the toes down, step feet forward until you're flat on your feet. Maybe reach your arms into the air, come down. touch ground. Let's extend your arms behind you, extend your legs in front of you, reach and stretch in these opposite directions. Then here, just bring your knees into chest, just catch your knees in your hands. You can add some movement here, and it might just be kind of a rocking sensation, or circles, or side to side, back and forth with the body. But you may also want to just circle the feet. Okay, yeah, just get some movement back in the feet after all that work you did. Standing on your tiptoes. And then choose a hip opener. You might choose happy baby pose or reclining cobbler's pose or any other posture that might feel good at this moment, or just stay right where you are. Good. We're coming to the close of our practice, so wherever you are, you're welcome to take any other pose that you would like to do. And whenever you feel complete, just make your way to Shavasana. So if you feel complete now, you can go ahead and extend your legs out onto the floor, arms resting down by your side, so your whole body can reconnect to the ground for the total release and relaxation. Maybe you want to add a twist or another hip opener or back bend or inverted pose. Certainly welcome to add those poses first, then make your way to complete relaxation. Return to the awareness of your breath, the steady flow of your breath. And as you return to this awareness, take 5 slow, deep breaths. The movement of breath throughout your body. And start to feel movement return to your body, very subtly, softly. Breathing in and out and starting to feel movement return to the body, but move in a way so you don't disturb the relaxed body too much. Just a gentle awakening, a reawakening. Once you've found motion, slowly, very carefully, roll onto either side of your body. Even pause there for a moment just to settle into this nurturing pose. Still taking your time, no rush to move. Carefully guide your way up to seated. Once you're tall in your seat, you can just keep your arms and hands relaxed in your lap if you'd like, or even bring hands to heart center. On your own, take one more full breath in with a complete breath out. Hold in stillness for just a few more seconds. And as we complete our practice together, we bow, saying Namaste.